Okay, any question? Ready? On your way. And as I said, we simply modify the design of flip-flop to this new design with the 2 to 1 manipulator at the input, such that we can have 2 different modes. Normal mode, flip-flop, we have as usual. Scan mode, flip-flop, we have as a shift register, such that we can shift data in and then shift data out to control and to observe, right? The content of the flip-flop can be scanned out and new value scanned in. So a small technique is that when you try to shift in 8 bit, you want to take these 2 communal circuits. So we try to set up, you try to set 0, 1, 1, 0, for example, and 1, 1, 1, 0, for example, such that after 1 clock cycle of normal mode, we can look at the output here to see whether or not this cloud and this cloud are correct, right? For one pattern. Just one pattern. But you need more than one pattern, right? You need, for example, for this circuit, you need 6 patterns to fully test the computer circuit. So let's say it's only one pattern for this cloud and this cloud. Not enough yet. But after we shift in 8 clock cycle and one clock cycle for normal mode, and then shift out 8 clock cycle to get all the values. For example, you're getting 1, 0, 0, 0, for example. For example, you're getting 0, 1, 1, 0, for example. And then you're trying to extract 8 bit out 8 clock cycle. And you know that we don't know if there's a stack at 1, stack at 0 for some signal. But since you need more pattern, more than one pattern, so why not when you shift out, you also try to shift in. Okay. When we try to shift out, we also shift in. The new input keep coming in, while the output, there are data coming out. Then you can save some time. 所以我们今天要把这些零零抽出来的时候，顺便一起去印进去，作为下一波的设定值 ，the next way, the next pattern to test the tree. They can overlap, right? From pattern to pattern, they can overlap. Shift in, shift out. On the circuit, so the basic circuit modification is we change the flip-flop to this new scan flip-flop with 2 to 1 manipulator. Well, I'm not going into the detail of the how to combine the clock signal with the transmission gate. So maybe you can just skip this. Just don't want to make you get confused. So you can skip this part. Just remember that this is the circuit you want to design for scan chain. Next, ATPG. The full name is the automatic test pattern generation here, ATPG. What is that? With the test pattern generation is tedious. For small number input, fine, not too many. But for a large number input, you are going to need quite a lot of test pattern. So one technique is that we try to generate the test pattern And that load pattern can be used to the test pattern input for the design. The ATPG tool produces a good set of vectors for each block of combinational logic. Scan chains are used to control and observe the block. Data stream in and data stream out. To observe, to control and observe, respectively. Complete coverage requires a large number of vectors within the course of the test. So it's not very feasible if you want to have complete coverage of the testing. Most products settle for covering 90+% of potential start effort. Okay, you probably need too many test patterns to fully test the chip. That's not practical. It's going to require a large amount of time. 它将耗掉非常庞大的时间 ，so 我们会妥协。If we can provide more than 90% or 95%, we will let it pass to reduce the testing time. Otherwise, it's not going to be practical for testing the chip for 1 hour. For 1 hour, testing one chip, then you cannot get too many chips manufactured or tested after 1 month. Not enough. So we are going to settle for high percentage of the coverage. That should be fine. We will let it pass. 这样测到90%几，我们基本上就让它通过，因为你要测100%，然后耗掉非常庞大的测试时间，这是几乎不可能做到的事情。Especially for square circuit. For square circuit, you need even much more test pattern compared to the conventional circuit. And then we try to design the building self-test. We want that the chip can test itself. That's a very useful and practical technique. Building self-test, that problem test themselves. Generate pseudo-random input to conventional logic. That small circuit can generate random input, random vector. Actually pseudo-random, not really random, but pseudo-random. And combine output into a syndrome. Because after so many test patterns, give you so many output, we try to compress, compress many input into one output data, one output vector. We call that syndrome. If every output is correct, then after you compress that, the output should be correct also. Okay. And we likely that if you look at the syndrome, if something wrong, okay, something wrong in the syndrome, there must be something wrong with the chip, with the design, with the chip. If the syndrome correct, it does not guarantee that there's nothing wrong. No, because we are compressing. Okay, let me give you an example. This is when you try to use equal sample gain. After we run the testing, you get 3-bit output. And then they're going to load it into 3 flip-flop. But But the next output from another test vector appear. They are going to enter this 3-bit register by doing inclusive OR. And another one. If these all output vectors are correct, you are going to get a correct output for sure. Although sometimes, even though the output vector has problem, after you compress it only 3-bit, it might give you correct result. But that's how we can reduce our testing time. We try to accumulate many data, getting one output. We want to make sure that with very high probability that the output is correct or not. Now, for example, let's say in the maybe let's take what should I say? Okay, for example, there are 100 people. 100 people. Each person has an ID, right? And the ID is 2, 3, 0, 5, 7, something like that. Another people, 1, 7, 8, 0, 9. Another people, 4, 0, 4, 8, 1, so on and so forth. We want to spend too much time to make sure that each ID is correct. How about it? We try to add them together. You're going to get some value. Okay? If these are all correct, then the sum must be correct, right? And how about it? Somehow, one digit is wrong. Let's say you get wrong number. If one vector, one digit is wrong, will you get a correct number? No, must be something wrong. Okay? If another one is wrong, you might get a correct data at the output, although actually something wrong with the input, with the ID number. But that's how we try to reduce the testing time. We don't want to check every vector because there are too many. It takes too much time. After we compress it with a very high probability, we are pretty sure, although it's not guaranteed, if the output is correct, well, okay, they should be okay. Is that reasonable? 可以接受吗？中间我不需要花太多时间去每一个去验证，因为太耗时间了。我要怎么加起来一个数字？如果对，那么我们就猜说应该没有错才对。虽然说不是保证的，因为有可能它这边少了2，这边多了，加起来还是5啊。It might give you still the same value, but that's very rare. It means that we can make sure that it should be correct with very high confidence, although it's not 100%. Because it's very rare that it could happen that, okay, 2 errors make you 1, make you the result correct. It's possible, but it's very rare. With high probability, block is fault free if it produces the expected syndrome, although it's not guaranteed, it's not 100%. And PRSG is pseudo random sequence generator. This small circuit can give you some random test vector, some random input vector. It is a 3-bit circuit. Okay, the Q2, Q1, Q0, 3 output bit in reverse order. The MSB 跟 LSB 是倒过来哈，右边是高位元，左边是低位元。And the initial value in the reset 111 is the initial value. Initially, after you play the reset signal, you are getting 111 at the beginning. So what's the value for the next clock cycle? After one clock cycle, you're getting new value. What's that? There's an equal gate here. So one here, one here. After equal gate, you're getting 0, right? Okay. And then 0 entering, 1 shifting, 1 shifting. So after one clock cycle, you're getting 1, 1, 0. Okay? One, 0. Beware that the reverse order, right? MSB, LSB, MSB, LSB. So these two are correct and equivalent. It's the same. How about the clock cycle? We are now 0, 1, 1 here. What's the value for this clock cycle? 0 here, 1 here. Equal to that, you're getting 1. So 1 entering, 0 entering, 1 entering, you're getting 1, 0, 1. I'm sorry, here, 0. And so on so forth. Until the last clock cycle, you're getting 1, 1, 1 again. That's the initial value. We almost go through every pattern for 3-bit. Only 0, 0, 0 is not covered. But that's a good design. Small circuit, but it gives you, it automatically produce so many patterns, right? You simply embed this small circuit in the chip. 我们把这小电路放在进出车旁边，那自动产生这么多 test pattern 来测试你的电路。It automatically produce this test pattern to test your design. And the cost is not very high. 成本并没有太高，因为它是很小电路。We call that pseudo random sequence generator. And it's for only 3-bit. You can also design for 4-bit, 5-bit, 6-bit, 7-bit, so on so forth. There's a theory of that. 有一个理论去怎么设计这样的一个 PLIG。And furthermore, building logic block observer. Not only pseudo-random sequence generator, we also have a signature analyzer in output. Just like I mentioned this before, we are trying to compress many patterns, many vectors into one. That's called syndrome. We look at the syndrome and tell if we let it pass. So combine them together, that's variable. PLIG generate the test pattern. Another design you want to test. Then after you produce the output, you try to compress them, maybe add it together or maybe equal them all together, resulting in only one data. Look at that data. If it's correct, then you let it pass or not. So this kind of circuit can have different modes: a scan mode, test mode, reset mode, or normal mode. And I'm not going to get into the detail of the design of the circuit, but just give you the idea. The data input coming from the top. And serial C1 setting the mode. Okay. And running in PRSG. This can be a PRSG in the test mode. We set mode will preset the PRSG to certain initial value. And we change to test mode, you will generate after one clock cycle each pattern. Q0, Q1, Q2. And the same circuit can receive from the design, the output, get into this circuit and try to compress it, accumulate, using the crossover gate, combine them together, resulting in only one syndrome to look at whether or not that's correct. And we call that building logic block observer. It can produce the test pattern, it can also observe the result. Finally, in boundary scan, we are not only concerned about testing chip, we also concerned about testing board. There are many chips on the board, but although every chip is correct, no problem, we might still encounter problem with the wire connection on the board. Testing board is also difficult. We need to verify solder joint are good. 就是焊接点 solder joint. The circuit board, like this is the circuit board. And there are 4 chips mounted on the board. And there are wire connection, okay, between 2 pins. This pin is here, this pin belongs to this chip. How do you know the solder joint is fine? You want to test it, alright? So it's similar to testing the inside of the chip. We also need to test the boundary. Make sure that these are all correctly connected. They are the solder joint is fine, it's correct. Make sure that it's not broken or it's not stuck at 1 or stuck at 0. So how do you do that? We try to drive a pin to 0 and then to 1 to see whether or not you're getting correct result. For example, we try to drive immediately in the wire direction, this direction. We try to drive the signal 0 here. And then we are trying to look at whether or not we will receive 0 at the end. To make sure that the connection is good. After that, we drop this 1 and then look at whether or not we're getting 1 in the end. To make sure that this wire connection is okay. Right? 我们测试这个连接线是不是都有焊接好的，焊接很好的，线都没有断，确保我要送1的讯号、送0的讯号都能从这端到这一端。Right? And it's not part of the chip testing. The inside the chip, we only test the circuit inside the chip. This is for the boundary, for the board connection wire, right? So how do you do that? Through hole board using bed of nail. Well, it's about packaging and the circuit board. It is a circuit board, it is a chip. It is a chip. We have BGA, ball grid array. You are going to have a lot of pins at the bottom. Okay. There are a lot of pins at the bottom, they can be mounted on the circuit board. And then, actually VGA is a small ball, not a pin. This small ball. If we turn it upside down, you are going to look at the chip like this. Something like that. Okay, main pin at the bottom with a small ball and connect or solder on the ball with a wire. It's surface mount technology for the circuit board. Simply using VGA chip to mount it on the ball. And build capability of observing and controlling pin into each chip to make ball test easier. So just like scan chain, we can do this. We try to connect all the pin together in a chain, right? For each pin, you can have a free file. We embed a free file in each pin. It's IO pad. IO pad connect to the pin. We try to use the scan chain idea to chain them together. Okay? And then we do the same. You can ship it. You can ship it to all the free flow of the boundary cell with a certain value. With one case, ship in. Right? This is serial data in. This is serial data out. This way we can set each cell to certain value. Like you can set it to 1, 0, maybe maybe 1 here. Okay, you do the direction like this. And after one cycle, you should get it 1 here, 0 here, and 1 here to make sure that this three wires is okay. So it's just like the scan chain. And finally, you can try to combine the scan chain with boundary scan together. Why not let the serial data in not only goes through all the boundary pin, but also getting into the inside scan chain? All of them are chained together, including the inside circuit, including the boundary pin. Chip with internal scan chain can access the chain through boundary scan for unified test strategy. They can combine together for unified test strategy. And in industry, there's a standard, testing standard, boundary scan, with access through 5 pin. The T-clock, test clock signal, this is mode section, regular mode or testing mode. Data input, scan in, data out, scan out. They reset to the initial value. Alright, here's a summary. Testing is hard. Think about testing from the beginning and try to simulate as you go in logic verification and try to plan your testing after verification. If you don't test it, it won't work, guaranteed. Don't take chance. Almost 100% might be something wrong if you don't test it. Alright, and that's it for the testing unit. Any question? And that for the coverage for the midterm exam next week up to this point. So any question? From unit 0 to unit 3. 有没有问题？你可以签。
我把刚刚那个6个的那个最小的到底怎么测出来的？
哪一个？
就是有一个表 test example。OK。它这个，因为你刚刚不是有说它 N1 那边如果是1的话，你的 A3 跟 A2 会有3种不同的情形。
再讲看你问题。
就是你的 N1 如果是1的话，你刚刚
N1。
对。如果你这边是。
N1 start at 1 port 是。
对，你把它那个 SA0 的时候。在
SA0，你要把它点到就是 start at 0 port 是不是？
对。
好了，等下。
那这样子我不就是要输入，就是我的 A3 跟 A2要 output 是1嘛？那时候。
OK， 我们重说一遍了，就是 for this N1 start at 0 port, how do we test it? For N1 start at 0, you should try to give 1, right? 我们一要想办法让它产生1，才办法去区别到底它有没有被接到1个。In order to generate 1 here, what the value for A3, A2?
它不是会有3种可能吗？
对。
000
You could have
10。
1 over 3, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0. Either one is okay. 就你用00或01或10加跳一个就够了，就可以让你产生1的output了。
但是如果你要产生 minima set 的话，你3种状态不是都会写出来了吗？你这样子你要怎么样去找出就是它 minima set？OK，
我们并没有考这一部分，但它算是一个演算法的问题。就你可以说我要测试这个 start at 0 port 有3种可能性，我先把它列出来。所以每一个 start at 4的都有可能不止一个，可以做得到的那个 pattern。全部列出来之后，取它的最小集合。最少需要几个可以 cover 所有的 case。这是一个演算法的问题。OK。但不会讨论那波演算方式。
所以这就是直接他演算法讨论出来的结果。
就是你去分析说，我每一个 start at 4需要什么 pattern 可以产生它，先把它列出来。几个可能性，最后统计一下，为什么应该用演算法去搜寻，到底取哪几个对最有利，可以最少就可以涵盖所有的可能。来。The question is, how do you know we need this 6 pattern for this the minimum set? The answer is that for each case, we first of all to run all the possible test patterns that can test that specific fault. And then, so for each case, there could be more than one. Finally, we try to pick the minimum set that can cover all the cases. The minimum set will give you the minimum testing time. Another kind of error problem, and that we are not going to cover in this class. Michelle, any other question? Okay, that's it. And okay, you are quick. 叫你名字来过来拿。张明谦。Barbaro， 李义成，李义珍吗？就那个，那个叫李义珍吗？方彦纯，看一下助教有没有改错，等下交回来。戴俊彦，江成林。 邱玉胜，Nora，陈海一，李芳心，周仁祥，薛玉华，那些，王宗生，
教
什么微量 ，Manuel Reno W，
笑死我了。
什么微量？中午是什么
我看
微量
你的考卷啊，我都乱写，我都不会写。
？MANUEL，
就看。
不错，
那些，
我说这个那个，我
好了
不会写这个，可以直接排完换你哦。
好啊，
那些，好的，
你的字好大人哦，我的字好小孩，跟你比。
好些
哦，你是这个，
，F8，
我是瘦长型的，但是你的字是有点草书。
Olive， Anything else? Anyone else? Please look at the grading and if any question you can discuss with TA, but you have to return the quiz back to TA. What's your name?
笑死，跟你说。
OK。
你这很认真的写了两句话。科时间地图，时间顺序。
哦，没有，可以这样写哦。
就这在这上面就
This
画一
is
条
good.
线拿起来。
Can you try to remind me in the end of the class? Right. I can, so I will retake your
我想说写
score. So this quiz is where, but the percentage going to be distributed to the other case. Right? Okay. So please prepare for your written exam. Now, 那如果都没有题的话，就可以交回来了。Please return your key. After you go through
把它抄起。戴先生，我想问他要不要看他的考卷，看的话我就不把他拍了，我也没有看他的。
好认真，我好久没有读研究所。
喂，你可以讲话了吗？我想说你要看考卷吗？你考卷在我手上都还没有看，你需要看吗？我还没有看，我帮你拿了，你要看吗？不要的话我就拍了。所以你也不要看考卷内容，先讲回顾现在。那我看考卷了，我还没有看，我完全没看。那我拍了。对，要直接交回去，要帮你拍嘛，6之内。不用这么拍，只是分数跟内容的分开。好，那就6了。
明天的那个，
自己留存一下吧。好吧，那就不要了。看你都不用拍好，拜拜。
你们需要准备考试还是你有没有问题？
都需要准备考试。就在上课。
OK， 那我们就这礼拜就一定嘛。那我礼拜天我们
对啊。路上小心。
I will stay in my office. So I don't have